AITA for laughing in my SIL's face when she DNA tested my daughter? I'm a 30M with a beautiful 6-year-old daughter, Lily. The kicker? I'm not biologically related to her at all. Zero blood ties. I've been in her life since she was born, but not in the way most people assume. Here's the backstory. I grew up with Lily's mom, let's call her Sarah. We were practically inseparable as kids, and she was like a sister to me. We were never romantically involved, not even a hint of it. Sarah met her husband, Mark, when she was 23, and they were married soon after. A year later, Lily was born, and they were the happiest little family you could imagine. But then, life threw a tragic curveball. When Lily was just 3 months old, both Sarah and Mark were killed in a horrific workplace shooting. They worked at the same place, and I don't want to go into too much detail for privacy reasons, but it was one of those devastating random acts of violence that you hear about on the news and think, that could never happen to us. But it did. Sarah and Mark didn't have much family to speak of. Both had grown up in pretty tough environments with little to no family support. No siblings, no close relatives that could take Lily in. And then there was me, their closest friend, who knew them inside and out and loved them like family. When the dust settled and there was no next of kin to be found, the responsibility of Lily's care fell to me. It was either I step up or she'd go into foster care, bouncing around a system that's often more harm than help. Now, I'll be honest. At 24, I wasn't planning on having kids, let alone raising one on my own. But there was no way I was letting my best friend's daughter, this tiny little human who was already dealt such a crappy hand in life, grow up without someone who genuinely cared about her. So, I adopted Lily. I've never regretted that decision for a second. She's my daughter in every way that matters. My parents, siblings, and close friends all know that Lily is adopted. It's not some big family secret. I've never hidden it from Lily either. She knows that I'm not her original dad, as she puts it, and she knows her parents are in heaven because of a bad man. I'm saving the full details of what happened for her when she's older and better equipped to handle it. But for now, she's happy and healthy, and she knows she's loved. Lily looks nothing like me. She's the spitting image of Sarah and Mark. Same curly hair, same bright eyes, everything. Most people who see us together just assume I'm her biological dad who looks nothing like his kid, and I don't usually bother correcting them. It's not worth the effort, and Lily's identity isn't defined by her biology. Enter my brother's fiancée, who I'll call Jessica. My brother and Jessica have been together for about 2 years now, and while she's always been a little, let's say, opinionated, I never had a real problem with her. That is, until a few weeks ago. We were all at my parents' house for a family get-together when Jessica noticed an old photo on the wall. It was a picture of me, Sarah, and Mark from back in the day. Jessica pointed to Sarah and asked who she was. I told her that was Lily's mom and left it at that. Jessica went quiet and stood there staring at the picture for a while, like she was trying to solve some sort of puzzle. I didn't think much of it at the time. I figured she knew Sarah had passed away, but she must not have known about Mark or that Lily was adopted. A few days later, Jessica did something that completely blindsided me. She somehow managed to get a DNA test done on Lily, without my knowledge or consent. She apparently used my brother's DNA for comparison. When the results came back showing no relation, she thought she had uncovered some deep, dark family secret. She stormed over to me with the DNA results, practically shoving them in my face, and loudly proclaimed, "You're raising a dead woman's affair, baby." I was stunned. She said this in front of Lily, no less. I didn't know what to say at first. I just stared at her, my mind racing with 1,000 thoughts like, how could she do this? What does she think she's accomplishing? Why is this even happening right now? And then something just snapped in me. I laughed. Not just a chuckle, but a full-blown, can't-catch-my-breath laugh. It wasn't the reaction Jessica was expecting, clearly. I mean, here she was thinking she had some big gotcha moment, and I'm just laughing in her face. I finally managed to say, yeah, I know Lily's not my biological daughter. It's called adoption, genius. Jessica's face turned beet red. She looked like she was about to explode. Without another word, she turned on her heel and stormed out of the room. My brother, who had been awkwardly lingering nearby, rushed after her, throwing me a dirty look as he went. Now, here's where the fallout kicks in. My brother called me later that night, furious. He said I had no right to embarrass Jessica like that, and that she was only trying to do the right thing. I asked him what the right thing was supposed to be. Humiliating a child by exposing something she already knew and trying to make it some scandalous revelation? He said Jessica thought she was protecting me from raising a kid that wasn't mine, and that she didn't know the full story. I told him that if Jessica had any questions or concerns, she could have just asked me directly instead of playing detective. He insisted she meant well and that I should apologize for laughing at her. I refused. I told him she crossed a line, a big one, and I wasn't about to let that slide. Now my parents are split on the whole ordeal. My mom thinks I should have been more understanding, while my dad is firmly in my corner, saying Jessica had no business doing what she did. My brother's still mad at me, and Jessica hasn't spoken to me since. So, Reddit? AITA here? Should I have handled this differently, or was my reaction justified? Because from where I'm standing, Jessica dug her own grave with this one, and I'm not about to play nice when it comes to protecting my daughter's sense of security.